So this video is coming to you from a job. This is on Forest Service property, and this machine is a Tigercat LX830D, and it's got a, I believe it's a 5702 hot saw on it. The hot saw weighs about 5,900 pounds, and the actual Feller Buncher weighs about 76,000 pounds. So together, this machine weighs about just under 82,000 pounds. But one thing I'd like to point out about this video as we're going through it and you're watching this machine work is there's a lot of dead and dying timber. There's dead timber on the ground, there's standing dead timber, and this is very prominent in Forest Service stands out here in the western United States. Whether you're in Montana, Idaho, Washington, Oregon, California, Utah, this is a real issue. This is one of the reasons why we have such catastrophic wildfires every single year. And so this project here, not only are we going to cut some good trees, some green trees, but we're also going to take out some of the dead and dying trees, which will help to reduce the wildfire risk. Let's talk a little bit more about the LX830D Feller Buncher made by Tigercat. As I said, the machine itself without the head weighs about 76,000 pounds, and the engine horsepower on it, it's rated at 330 horsepower. Now, I'm not exactly sure what kind of powerhouse they use, whether they build their own engine, whether it's a Cat engine or Isuzu, I don't know, but I'll look into it and I'll find out and I'll get back to you. The other thing I'll point out about this machine is they're designed for steeper terrain. As you watch this video, you'll see that the house, where it has the engine, has the cab, has the operator station, has the boom, that can level. It can level 26 degrees to the front, 7 degrees to the rear, and it can level 22 degrees to the right or the left. And that's just a feature to just help it stay a little bit more stable when you're on the hillsides and mountainsides. So the hot saw that's mounted on this Feller Buncher is a Tigercat 5702. Like I said earlier, it weighs about 5,900 pounds. It can cut a 23-inch tree, and the saw's max rotation is just over 1,000 RPMs. You can hear this thing as it's going through the woods. It just makes a whining noise. And then when he goes to shove that thing through the base of a tree, it makes a hell of a racket and business starts to happen. Another thing I'll point out about the Feller Buncher, or the actual hot saw, is that once he starts it up and the saw is going, it goes to its max RPM, and it's constantly being fed oil to it by massive oil pumps that are right off the engine. And as soon as he cuts a tree, the tree actually sits on a real heavy plate, which is just above the hot saw, and that way the saw is able to build its RPMs back up. So when he goes to cut the next tree, his RPMs are either at their maximum or getting close to, so that he can continue to cut trees and keep production up. Another thing I wanted to talk about was actual stand-up timber that he's working in. This is a Forest Service sale, and the species mix, there's a lot of grand fir. It's primarily grand fir. There's some Engelmann spruce on it. There'll be some Douglas fir on it. There might be a little bit of cedar mixed in with it, but it is primarily grand fir. You can see this tree he's cutting right here. There's a standing dead tree. Those are trees that present wildfire risk. Lightning strike could hit that tree, start a fire, and next we have another catastrophic wildfire. So, as I said earlier, not only are we taking out good trees, but we're also taking out the dead and dying trees so that we can reduce wildfire risk and improve forest health. Here's a tree that's too big for him to handle. He's already made a cut on the other side, and now he's just going to bury his saw as far as he can into it and push and that is as best as he can do. He can't handle it, he can't pick it up, he can't move it, but they can still get the job done. In this particular part of the video, I was able to get my drone a little closer. I always got to be careful when I'm filming with my drone. I don't want it to get swatted out of the sky by a tree with a Feller Buncher, but I was able to get close so you can actually see it just a little bit better, see the hot saw. So just enjoy, and hit like, follow, and share.